ask you 3 questions, the answer to any one of which may disqualify us from further life together. Did you buy a new dress today?
No.
Did you speak to my mother today?
No.
Your last category is banks. Oh, no.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new, my name is Mike, and today we are continuing the Burnett show, episodes 11, 12, 13, and possibly 14. The reason why I say possibly 14 is because it's actually a part that goes with episode 13. Now, I set this up to have equal number of parts for each episode since there's 31 episodes in the season. I did have like 4 episodes in one video. I think it was the first part, but I'm not sure on that. You guys will know when I post this video whether or not I added the 14th episode or not. With that being said, let's get into the episodes. Starting a little bit differently. Usually we have the audience questions first, and then we have the intro.
When the technical crew of a television network goes on strike, things are bad. But when the executives of that network have to take the jobs that the technical crew had, things may be a lot worse. Here's Donnie!
I know that's not a The Shining reference, but it would be kind of cool if it was.
Thank you very much, Regis. I can't tell you what Actually, the crew isn't out on strike. They're out sick because they ate in the commissary. Actually, nothing is normal here tonight. Even the band showed up sober. I must read you a marvelous little item that I saw in the paper today. I'm sorry I forgot, but the prop department is on strike. Excuse me, I do have something that I want to tell you.
Well, we can't blame the prop department for that, or the costume department, rather.
Let's get down to our first guest. Cameraman, could we wait for the introduction, please? Thank you, sir. Now, our first guest is a beautiful new starlet from Paramount Studios.
They're really playing this up. Just the technical directing and stuff like that.
Fine, Donnie, fine. Do you like my dress?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that, Candy, but you see, our regular crew is on strike, and the fellow on that microphone is one of our new network executives in charge of discovering new talent.
Well, there's no need to apologize. I loved it.
That is quite a dress you've got on there, Candy.
See, it has these cute little pantaloons.
That one was actually pretty funny. That one was legitimately funny for some reason.
How are you, Candy?
Oh, I'm just super peachy. I have a joke for you, Donnie. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Arch.
Arch who?
Gesundheit.
Don't get it.
Well, that certainly is a beautiful necklace.
Some of this has to be improvised just a bit.
Could the cute little executive cameraman get a close-up of it?
Yes. Could we get a close-up of the necklace, please, Dr. Rafferty? Like to get ready for your song?
Oh, the one I do in my picture? I'll do it over there.
Yeah, bad day to wear what I'm going to call a dress, even though it's probably not a dress.
Folks, if you're feeling run down, for the voice of Candy St. Sweet.
And she's not going to be ready to actually do this.
I'm just sailing the rail, sailing the birdie that
That's not what I was expecting. I gotta be honest. Wasn't expecting that at all.
Say, do you have the right time?
Yeah, it's 5 minutes to 3.
Oh, good, I made
You
it.
picking up your kid, too?
I have to. My wife's asleep.
At 3 in the afternoon?
That's right. The day after we got married, I think she was bitten by a tsetse fly. She wakes up every 3 hours to spend money. She's got a charge plate tattooed on her hand. My oldest boy takes after me. Know what he wants to be when he grows up?
What?
A bachelor.
On Saturdays, they go to the Boy Scouts.
What about Sundays?
Oh, I took care of that. They go to church from 9 to 5.
Church from 9 to 5? That's a little unusual.
You're not kidding. We're Jewish. See my boy.
Oh, which one is he?
The one dragging the little girl by the ankle.
Oh, well, she'll get even. Wait till they're married.
Let's have lunch someday.
Okay, I'll ask my wife for a day off.
Why don't you assert yourself? Tell her off.
I can't stand the hysterical crying. My eyes get all red.
Hey, what kind of work do you do?
I'm a marriage counselor.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, this cold is making me miserable. You having some tea?
No, I think I'll try this new cool drink. Fresa.
Like Fresca?
I lost my purse.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Did you have any money in it?
Oh, $2 or $3 and some old papers. Frank asked me to stop by at the bank and pick them up for him tonight. I guess he wants to throw them away.
And I've got to work tonight. The government is investigating my 1964 tax return. They say I deducted too much. They want me to pay $2,000. I have every canceled check, every receipt, charity contribution. I have all my entertainment expenses, travel vouchers, medical bills, and business statements for the entire year.
Well, that's good.
For the papers I asked you to pick up from the bank today, dear.
Oh.
All I have to do is to take those papers and show them to the tax man, and I won't have to pay the $2,000. And that'll be enough vinegar.
What am I going to do? I can't tell him I lost those papers. Maybe he'll be too shy to kill me in front of the neighbors. You've got to help me.
What can I do?
Slit my wrists. I'm too chicken to do it myself. Why don't you go in and take a little nap?
Oh, no, I couldn't possibly sleep, not with $2,000 on my...
Why don't you drop in and see your brother for a while?
My brother lives in Wisconsin. Know your tricks. Something happened today.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do I mean? What do I mean? I'm about to ask you 3 questions, the answer to any one of which may disqualify us from further life together. Did you buy a new dress today?
No.
Did you speak to my mother today?
No.
Your last category is banks. Oh, no. Don't tell me you lost my papers.
I lost your papers.
I asked you not to tell me that. You went to the bank. You took the papers out of the vault, put them in your purse. And then you went shopping. Then you got on the bus and you went home. The whole year 1964 gone. If we don't find that purse, we have no proof that we even lived in 1964.
Of course we can prove it. That was the year we got married.
Did you lose our marriage certificate, too?
No, I left that in the vault.
Of course you did, you dumb. Did you look in your pocket?
Well, the papers were in my purse. I didn't put them in my pocket because I was afraid I'd lose them that way. All right. See, they're not in there.
I don't understand why you didn't put them in your pocket in the first place.
Well, what's the difference?
What's the difference? I'll tell you what the difference is. Every day I hear about purses being lost. But have you ever heard about a pocket being lost? What did the police say when you called them? You didn't call the police?
Yeah, you did.
My wife lost her purse with the year 1964 in it. The whole year. Starts in January and ends in December. This is a big city. There are lots of places to look downtown if you really want to find a lost purse. Was it a black alligator over-the-shoulder bag? Definitely not that.
I really like that. I really like that sound she's making when she's explaining things to him.
Did you look in your pocket? Yes! Well, look again.
Frank, if it'll make you any happier, I'll put on a dress with a whole bunch of pockets. Frank, I can't act.
Oh, you can so out. Now, what's the first thing you did today?
Now, Don't hit me. The first...
Don't hit me.
Good morning, Mrs. Smith.
Good morning.
Will you please wait your turn? I'm talking to Mrs. Smith. If we're going to do this thing, let's do it right.
She doesn't know how to respond to that.
Good morning, Mrs. Jones.
Good morning.
Will you please wait your turn?
These people!
Good morning, Mrs. Barton. That's you, dummy.
I'll just put these important papers in my purse.
Don't you think those important papers would be safer in your pocket?
He never said that.
Never went down that way.
I went to the supermarket and I bought some vegetables.
Some apples, peaches, plums, that'll be 84 cents.
84 cents for all that.
See, you have some very important papers in your purse. Don't you think they'd be safer in your pocket?
Then I got on the bus.
Lady, I see you have some very important... 3 people warned you! The banker!
That's the doorbell.
I know it!
Well, get it.
Well, look in your pocket!
Wife left her
My
purse in the
purse!
store.
My papers! My papers!
You should have kept them in your pocket.
You're gonna get a reward, son. I have something here for you right in my wallet. My wallet was...
Did you look in your pocket? Maybe you should look in your purse.
My purse?
That was good. I wasn't sure what to make of it at the beginning, but it came through in the end. Boy, did it come through in the end, too.
Could we turn up the lights so we can talk to the people, please, before we start?
Okay, so we are starting with the opening questions.
Am I ever going to do a motion picture with Lucille Ball? It's funny you should ask.
I wonder if she ever did.
We have talked about doing a movie together, but it's very difficult to find the right property. But I would really love to. I've worked with her on her show.
Okay, so that answers that question. I've never seen the entire show, I Love Lucy, so that was kind of interesting.
What'd you say? Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Chrissy and I decided to give Roger a surprise birthday party. To ensure the surprise, we made it exactly 1 week before his birthday. Remember, everybody will be in the kitchen, and you all come out and yell surprise when I say now. I forgot to buy the coffee. I'll have to run out to the supermarket.
Roger suspect anything?
Not a thing. Oh, that must be the Robinsons.
Not a thing? Well, yeah, I mean, planned it a week before. Why would he ring his own doorbell, though? That would be the question. Why even try and attempt to stick it in there?
Why did you do that? Slammed the door in my face.
Oh, well, I did that because I didn't know it was you.
Is that the only way you recognize me as the guy who walks through that door at 7 o'clock?
That's a good question.
I forgot my keys this morning. The whole day's been that way. Thought I'd come home early and have a drink.
Cubes and I'll fix you a drink. After all, I'm the wife, you're the husband.
Okay. What happened today?
Kind of like Ricky.
Dresser next to the bed.
Great.
We'll go check on them.
I'll check later.
They may go away.
In that moment, he became Ricky Ricardo.
What? A dress. They wanted the Smith's house.
Oh, keys aren't upstairs. Maybe you're in that jacket that I wore yesterday.
No, they're not there. Hi, Roger.
Hi, Chris. Have you seen my keys?
Maybe they're in the closet. They're not in the closet!
When I was putting on my jacket this morning, I heard something drop in the closet. Excuse me.
Why don't we ever talk anymore?
Because we scream a lot.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Start off, if I ask you a very personal question, dear.
Anything.
Do you know you're a fruitcake?
What it's like spending an entire day in the kitchen!
That was good. They're hollering in my ear. That's terrific.
No, you're my life.
Then why are you suffocating me?
That's probably that person about the problem in the kitchen. Take her on the back. Well, if you must know, the sink leaks.
So what's so secret about the sink leaking?
What's so secret? I'll tell you what's so secret about the sink leaking. I wanted to provide a good home for you. But somehow, a leaking sink makes me feel like I'm a failure as a woman. Everything's all fixed in the kitchen.
Something's going on around here, and I'm going to find out what it is.
You mean now?
I mean right now!
That was good. I like that.
Are you sure you can't stay for dinner, please?
No, thank you, dear. To be perfectly honest, I never feel quite comfortable around Harry. There aren't many women would marry an invisible man.
Yes, I know it. Sometimes I wonder what I ever saw in him.
Looks aren't everything.
His looks aren't anything.
Are his parents invisible, too?
Well, his father is, but his mother is just invisible from here up.
Oh, Aunt Martha, nice to see you.
Well, I wish I could say the same. Goodbye, Harry, wherever you are.
Kitty-kitty-coo! How about a little drinkaroo?
No, Harry, I'm not thirsty. Don't you drink either. You know how you get when you drink, Harry.
I'm wondering how they did this, honestly.
How about a little music?
No, leave me alone, Harry. I'm warning you.
Anne!
I thought it would be more romantic music than what it actually is.
Look at the baby. My luck, it had to look like his father.
Warwick Drugs.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Hey, what is that?
Well, it's a formula the druggist has been working on to make the baby visible. I'm gonna try it.
Wait, you can't experiment on the baby. Let me try it first.
Yeah, try it on the husband first. Can't believe I just said that, but yeah.
It's amazing. It works. Give it to the baby.
Spock, and from the original series too. The original series is the only series out at this point.
Tonight, as a service, we present to our viewers another in our illustrious series of documentaries.
A wonderful world of prisons. Within these stone walls live some of the most hostile, hardened, violent members of our society. The prison guards. Warden, I'd like to ask you a series of questions. Goody.
Goody. Goody.
Been here for over 25 years. I started at the bottom, worked my way up. I was a prisoner.
Gotta start somewhere, right?
I've noticed that the prisoners seem to be rather well behaved here.
Well, we try to use a little psychology and understanding along with the constant beatings.
Can you simply look at a man and tell if he's a criminal type?
Certainly. You look for a mask over the eyes, a gun in the hand. I am a father to one of them.
What was he convicted of?
Arson. He burned down a house. Seems that his draft card got a little out of line there. And look at the boys out there through the bars and playing in the yard, just running around out there.
I also see some police dogs chasing. They're chasing those poor prisoners around.
That's right. We exercise the dogs and the men at the same time.
Just looking at you and not being able to touch you, my entire body is crying out to hold you in my arms. I have to hold you in my arms and kiss you.
It was all for the guard.
I hear that you come here every visitor's day. You never miss rain or shine.
That's true. Cheer the boys up. I tell them not to look at this place as a prison, but as a school, and that they're naughty boys and have to be kept after school. Isn't that sweet?
In a certain manner of speaking, yeah.
Beats telling them they gotta go to the chair. Some of them have to stay after school, 40 or 50 years.
Oh, really?
And I tell them to go to the principal's office.
Well,
They
it's-
blew that, didn't
Yes.
they? They can edit.
I'm sure they can.
If it weren't for that screen, I'd really cheer him up. Yes, I come here to see my son, Lenny. And I always say, "Hi, Lenny." And he always says, "Hi, Dad." Lenny was a good boy. He was an Eagle Scout. He sung in the church choir. He attended school regularly. And, the kid just didn't stand a chance. Be nice to me, or I'll cold cock you.
That broke him.
Farm expression.
Yes. I hope so.
I hope so.
Usually a boy turns to crime because he gets in with bad company.
I guess that's what sort of happened to Lenny. He started running around with Arnold. Arnold was Lenny's father.
Good night from Leavenworth Prison.
Our special guests are John Davidson and Mickey Rooney.
Heard the name Mickey Rooney, but I don't know why he's famous.
So we can Ask the audience some questions.
My favorite part of the show.
How does a boy get to be an actress?
Well, that's kind of funny, but I don't think you want the answer to that question. I really.
That's not too hard nowadays. Are you married,
No,
John?
I'm not. I'm not. No. Do you have any suggestions?
I'm not either. No offense, but what show are you on?
John was the host of his own show.
Captain Kangaroo.
Is that true? I thought Captain Kangaroo was made up, actually. Was it an actual show? Because I do remember Full House referencing it.
There's a place for us.
I like it when they do music, but I just hope I can play it, though.
Wait for us. A time for us. Time together with time to spare.
I find it very cool and kind of odd. The lyrics and the music are kind of an odd pairing.
A time and place for us. Hold my hand and we're halfway there.
I like it. It was good. It just kind of an odd pairing for music and lyrics.
For years, Western movies have proved to be very popular in foreign countries. Now, this is also true of such television westerns as Gunsmoke and Bonanza.
Never seen those. Heard of Gunsmoke, not Bonanzas.
Then is an American western as it might be done in Germany.
Filmed in Wild, Wild West, Berlin.
There's still West and East. Isn't there still West and East, I think? It was Germany at this point.
I will sing for you, and you will enjoy. See what the boys in the back room will tell, and tell them I'm having the same. Give them the schnapps that they name.
It was actually kind of hard for me to understand. I'll probably understand it more once I edit it.
That you are running a crooked card game, my friend. They tell me, but I don't believe it. You don't scare me, Tex. 3 of my wives was bigger than you.
He won't cheat.
He won't, huh? I got 3 aces.
4 aces?
What the hell?
Have a short beer.
But I just want a schnapps without the joke, huh? I got to hit the jingle jangle jingles, boy.
What does that even mean for him? It's Scandinavian, but okay.
What's the matter, Marshal?
I think I got a fractured skull.
Oh, okay.
You know who's coming to town?
Santa Claus?
Santa Claus.
Exactly, Santa Claus.
Wilhelm the Kid.
Ah, that means nothing to me, my friend.
And he's going to kill you.
Well, that means something.
Yeah, it does. But I think she meant Billy the Kid. I noticed the spit on. Do not spit on the floor.
I am Wilhelm the Kid. Ich bin ein gunfighter. I am going to cut you in half.
Someone beat you too.
We are going to have a shoot-off. A shoot-off?
A shoot off?
A shoot-off? A shoot-off.
More like a Mexican standoff.
Ein, zwei, drei.
We missed each other and we hit her. Yeah, we hit her. That's a pretty good shot, huh? What's the matter there?
Oh, they hit her.
Before I go, I would like to die with a song on my lips. See what the boys in the back room.
The same song she sang in the beginning. Naughty, naughty.
And tell them I cry.
That's it. Kaput.
Yeah, there you go. She just wouldn't die.
The following program is brought to you in loving color.
Eligible bachelor number 1 hails from Paris, Tennessee, and he's in show business. Just 5 years ago, he was runner-up on the Amateur Hour.
Oh, I thought that was number 3.
Cut. Eligible bachelor number 2 has been on our show 37 times and has never won. Good-looking Tab Tyler.
That actually surprises me because he looks like one that would have no problem.
Let's say hello to Archer Armstrong.
Yeah, Archer Armstrong, Neil Armstrong.
Our beautiful bachelorette who just can't wait to play our exciting game. Let's meet Miss Annie Spooner.
Okay, but why are the men holding her?
I can see that you're eager to play our game.
No, please, I don't want to.
Oh, that's why she doesn't want to play.
I don't want to date. I had a terrible experience with a man once.
Don't worry, you're going to be carefully chaperoned.
I will?
Yes. Each of our bachelors will say hello to you. Hello, Annie.
What are you, a cowboy?
We want you to say hello, number 2.
Hello, number 2.
Okay, so he just has a few marbles rolling around up there. That's his problem.
Be patient, my dear. We'll be together soon enough.
My place or yours? If you had to compare yourself with a food, what would it be?
Oh, that's easy, Annie. Hog's jowls.
Yes.
Don't even know what that is.
No, thank you. I'm not hungry.
And you, lover? I meant number 3.
I would like to think of myself as a dry red wine, a Bordeaux, around 1949.
Why 1949?
That's probably the year you were born.
Number 2, do you live alone?
Boy, that's a tough one. Let's
I'm sorry I asked.
I live with my mother, Annie.
Yeah, it figures. What's your idea of a good time?
Well, my idea of a great time is to gaze dreamily into your eyes every moment.
Oh, that's the one I want.
That's it. That's all the time you have now. We'll have to have your decision.
Oh, I choose number 3.
We'll have to have your decision now.
I choose number 3.
Number 1 is the amateur tap dancer, Abner Hollycutt. Come out here, Abner.
I don't really care.
Howdy, Annie.
Oh, he's the one I meant.
Number 2 is the famous TV star, Tab Tyler.
I never heard of him. Oh! Yeah, that's the one I meant. I said 3, but here's 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is 3.
1 and 2 is free.
I'll be back next week.
I know where to find you.
I'll know where to find you.
Arnold Schlesel! I told you about that experience I had with a man.
He was there.
I am so glad we had this time together.
I can't tell if that's her or not.
Just to have a laugh or sing a song.
Part of me says yes, part of me says no.
We just get started, and before you know it,
Okay, it is her because of the second verse.
we have to say so long.
So we had 11, 12, and 13. I gotta say that I liked it. But for this batch of episodes, it was mainly laughter. It wasn't much commentary. Number 8, we kind of start off with a crew going on strike while trying to film a live TV production. Well, before they actually went live, but and for me, I've actually done all of that work before in college and stuff, so I actually do know what it takes to actually make a live TV production work, and it's just kind of funny to see the technical directing, the producing and stuff like that, and how they would mess that up and do that, and with the and also the boom mic and stuff. So I've done that type of work before, so it's not an easy job, basically, is what I'm saying. it's actually a lot. It's a lot of work, a lot of hard work, to actually make it seem like things are smooth sailing behind the scenes. But if you mess up, everyone's gonna know it, just because it is such a visual medium and stuff like that. And how we get zooms in, how we get certain shots and stuff like that. We would typically just cut away and then let the camera come into focus, and then we go back to that shot, because there are multiple cameras that we would use uh, to make that adjustment and stuff like that. So that's very, very interesting, to me at least. So it was a very personal experience for it, but I really didn't comment about that too much, just because I wanted to know how this was all going to go down. So um, yeah, it was just, like I said, that it wasn't particularly that funny to me, but it was, since I have experience in the arena, it was just kind of, eye-opening, and it brought me back to, my college days of actually doing technical directing, so, and producing, and all the different jobs that go with that. So that was kind of cool to see. I really liked and laughed a whole bunch at the Lost Purse skit. Again, it goes back to this the Sis or Carol and Sis skit. It's very similar, very relatable. So I really liked that a whole lot. Just the there are three questions, and depending on how you answer them, it's going to determine whether or not we can move forward in our relationship. I just found that absolutely funny and stuff like that. So, in the whole pocket thing, and yes, I gotta say that I really liked the whole pocket bit and stuff like that. So it was very entertaining to watch, and it was just funny for me to watch all that stuff. Um, then then there were smaller bits in there, but I didn't find them as funny, just because one, I've not had the experience of trying to raise a child, or I don't have kids, so to me I haven't really had that experience yet. So while it is relatable, I just haven't experienced that yet. So um, and then there was the kind of what I'm gonna call the snow skit, when they basically open the can of what I'm just gonna say is Fresca, and basically snow comes raining down. I didn't really get the purpose of that at all. Like, I didn't really get the joke of that, other than that the other guy was sick and he basically caused that. But I just didn't really connect with that. I don't know why, to say the very least. And then you had the Invisible Man skit, which I really didn't find all that entertaining, to be honest with you. I didn't find it, it wasn't my favorite, but what did kind of bring it back just a little bit, doesn't, was the fact that Leonard Nimoy showed up, and at this point there is the original series, which has been out for, I believe, about 2 years at this point. And like I've said, I've watched the first 8 episodes of the original series, but apparently it grew so fast because there was a big, cheer and stuff like that when Leonard Nimoy came on screen as Spock. But I was trying to figure out if there was any correlation between Spock and invisibility. I don't think so, because Vulcans are logical and not emotional at all. And I don't necessarily know of any Vulcan traits or anything like that that would make them invisible. Although I haven't really got too deep into the Star Trek franchise to say yes or you guys would know more about that than I would, just because I'm more of a Star Wars fan than I am a Star Trek fan. So because I was born into a Star Wars household instead of a Star Trek household. So anyway, but yeah, that's kind of the story with that. Then we had the Carol and Sis, and then I liked this kid. It was really funny to plan his birthday week ahead of time. Although I wouldn't have made the connection unless they told me, hey, we're gonna throw you a birthday, ahead of time, even though it was supposed to be a surprise. So far, that makes Rogers now ahead in the count with 3. Doors slammed to the face, and Carol only 2. So right now it is Rogers up 3, and Carol's down to just 2. So we'll have to see if they kind of even each other out as we go along, at least for this season, because so far that's what I've been keeping track of. Is how many times either Carol or Roger gets hit in the face with the door. So that was interesting in itself. I really liked that, and then we had episode 13. I think if I'm remembering, there were only 2 skits in episode 12. Episode 13. I liked the song and the lyrics, but to me they just didn't seem to go together. It just kind of felt weird, or it's not my style or taste in music. So I think that's why it was just a little bit off for me. But so far there's not a problem with the copyright or copyright claims on this show so far. So I'm not expecting to get hit with a claim or anything like that for the music so far. And then the next thing was the Western the Western skit. I actually liked that as soon as we got into like the kind of the setup and back half of it with the Mexican standoff and the sheriff being small and stuff like that. So I thought the jokes were pretty funny. I liked that a lot. I like the fact that she would not die too. That was kind of funny. But yeah, I kind of asked which part of Berlin, because I believe the Berlin Wall, even though it had nothing to do with the skit, and the skit's way far in the past versus now, but I injected some history in there, which is that the Berlin Wall is still up at this point. So I was just wondering which part of Berlin they were filming this in, if at all. Even though they weren't, it just kind of, added a little bit of I was just trying to add some little bit of humor in there, or a little bit of just something to say, basically. So that's kind of the deal with that. As I thought about it, I'm like, why did I make that comment when that comment doesn't even make sense here? Nor does it make sense for the skit that they're doing, nor does it make sense for where they're at in the terms of the time period. So that was kind of my bad, or I was just trying to be funny or something like that at the time. Um, doesn't always land that way. Um, then we had the last thing, and which I actually did find pretty good. It was, I don't remember what the last thing was because I just forgot about it. But um, yeah, I honestly just forgot about it because I got distracted by it was the basically dating show type of thing, and I found that more funny, more relatable type of thing. Um, and I know they were big, or game shows were big back in the 50s and 60s and stuff. But it was just kind of fun to see their kind of take on the entire um thing. I really like that she went after number three, and then turns out that number three is that horrible man that she went out with in the past. It was just kind of funny and to see her try and climb that wall and try to get to him, and the showing of the underwear and that sort of thing, and which I kind of cut out just because of YouTube and stuff. I mean, I do kind of try to measure that stuff, um, just so that there's kind of a right amount, but there's not like there's not like a whole bunch of it, so to speak, because I just you know at this point in time I just kind of want to make sure that everything is good to go, and I don't have to really worry too much about staying on the right side of the rules of YouTube and stuff like that. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and watch the episode, episode 13 that is, and you'll see what I mean. But yeah, by far my favorite two skits were the Lost Purse and and of course Carol and Sis in that whole debacle, and then it would be the dating show basically. Would have been my favorite, but I gotta say that I do like Carol's sparkly outfit that she was wearing, and she put on an old lady voice, and it made me wonder if it was actually Carol or if it was somebody else. And by the second verse, I figured out that it was Carol. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened in these 3 episodes. Like I said, a whole lot of laughter, not much commentary, even though I kind of wish I interjected a little bit more. I said in the intro that I was considering putting part 13 in here, or part 14 in here, but I decided not to do that. And the reason is because I've already watched part 14, or episode 14, and I just decided that there's no connection to episode 13. And my guess is the reason why it's titled part 2 is because they had the same guest star that they had in the previous episode, which will be not sure who. There were 2 guest stars in this episode, I think. So I don't remember exactly who, but I think that's everything I wanted to cover about these 3 episodes. If there's something that I missed that you guys wanted my thoughts or opinions on, do drop them down in the comments below. I do read your guys' comments. I do try to respond to all the comments. I'm trying to get better at that, just so you guys know that I'm not ignoring you. Looking forward to reading your comments about these 3 episodes and possibly what's coming up next, but no spoilers. So with all that being said, guys, do consider commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you for part 5.